Coming up on Citrus TV News, Starbucks adds gluten-free options to their menu. Find out what this means for SU addicts.
President Trump is asking for money to fund the first parts of his border wall. What can he get with $1 billion? We'll tell you.
And a soccer star suspended for arguing. Find out how Lionel Messi is reacting to the ban. All that and more right now.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Our top story tonight, Common Core testing starts today in New York, and students are opting out in huge numbers. Good evening, I'm Jackie Prager.
And I'm Nick Papantonis. Syracuse City Schools had 8% of students opt out last year for math testing alone. Places like Lafayette had over 50% of their students miss the exams.
And last year, over 260,000 students opted out of the grade 3 through 8 test. It came to a point where one Syracuse school offered a $50 raffle to any student who took the math test.
And schools haven't gotten that bad this year, but they'll be looking to make sure that as many students as possible take the tests.
The 2017 Toner Award recipient is David Farrenhold of the Washington Post. The Toner Award is sponsored by the Newhouse School in order to showcase excellence in political reporting. Farrenhold's win comes from his year-long report on Donald Trump. His winning piece, titled A Portrait of Trump, is a collection of articles showcasing controversial topics regarding Trump. These reports gave President Trump some trouble in the 2016 presidential election.
A Syracuse firefighter charged last year with fleeing the scene of an accident finds himself on the wrong side of the spotlight again. Last week, Ted Ackerman witnessed a hit and run and didn't tell authorities. Ackerman was not charged for the act. However, he is still suspended without pay from the Syracuse City Fire Department. And famous Michigan magician, David Blaine will be heading to Central New York this summer. The illusionist has just announced his first ever North American tour that includes one stop in Central New York. Blaine will appear at the On Center Tuesday, June 27th. Tickets will go on sale this Friday through Live Nation at the On Center box office.
Gluten-free and vegan options are sweeping the nation, causing restaurants to look for more inclusive menus. Citrus TV reporter Sabrina Maggiore tells us places near the university that are following suit.
The famous coffee chain and college student staple Starbucks is rolling out a series of gluten-free and vegan-friendly food options.
I think that's awesome. I mean, I'm not gluten-free or vegan, but I have a ton of friends that are, and I know that they always appreciate when like a big corporate chain, is nice to their needs and, is helpful and gives them options.
While only a small percentage of the U.S. population is gluten intolerant, SU students seem excited about these new additions.
So it's good to have extra options for people that just need it.
Among the new food items is a gluten-free breakfast sandwich, vegan-friendly grain bagels, an organic avocado spread, and 2 new yogurt parfaits.
Actually, I was diagnosed when I was in 7th grade, and I live in El Paso, Texas, and there weren't any options for me. I was literally miserable all the time because I thought that my diet consisted of just eating salads every day. But now I'm starting to see that more and more restaurants incorporate it more into their menus, and it's really, really great, especially because more people are doing the diet just because it's a healthier diet.
Other food chains, including Chipotle, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, and Dunkin' Donuts, have also tested new gluten-free options.
It was about time that they kind of did that in Starbucks too, incorporated that into the menu.
Sabrina Maggiore, Citrus TV News.
And it's awesome that they're offering those options. And what's also awesome, it comes right on the forefront of spring.
Right, which is a good thing, and isn't really looking much like spring though, however, unfortunately. But we have Gilat Melamed in studio to hopefully give us the good news that spring is around the corner.
Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, there is some good news right now. As you can see at today's radar, the rain moved, just glossed over Syracuse. It did not stay there for that long. Scattered showers, but right now the temperature 47 degrees. We had a high today of 53 degrees, although it did feel a little cooler than that with 8-mile-per-hour winds. What is the weather going to look like, though, as we approach April this weekend? I'll tell you coming up in my full forecast.
And also coming up, President Trump cutting back on the Obama-era environmental regulations.
And a deadly cyclone hits Australia. Don't go anywhere.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed, it could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Jackie Prager, Nick Papantonis, and Gilat Melamed with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
The Environmental Protection Agency is facing even more cutbacks. President Trump signed a new executive order today limiting enforcement of climate change regulations.
The order also reverses the temporary ban on coal mining on federal land and 6 other Obama-era initiatives. A White House official says the Trump administration wants to work for the environment while also pushing for energy independence.
How much does 62 miles of wall cost? According to the Trump administration, $1 billion.
The White House is requesting this money for the defense of the U.S.-Mexico border, including the replacement of some fences along with elements for the concrete wall. 62 miles may seem like a lot, but the U.S.-Mexico border spans nearly 2,000 miles.
These walls will be constructed along the San Diego border and the Rio Grande Valley region. Estimates to complete the full border vary from $12 to $20 billion. Residents of Flint, Michigan will finally be getting their new pipes for their water.
The city agreed Monday to replace more than 18,000 home water lines by the year 2020. The residents' water has been contaminated with lead for over a year and a half.
The $87 million settlement will be funded by both federal and state money. A federal judge is presenting the settlement for approval today.
And the women of the U.S. National hockey team are staying as cold as ice in their contract negotiations.
After failure to reach a deal on how much they should be paid during Olympic years versus non-Olympic years, the players are threatening to boycott the upcoming IIHF Women's Hockey Championships.
Their demand for a better pay is being seen as an issue of equality. Supporters are starting the hashtag #BeBoldForOnce. The emergency meeting held on Monday ended without a resolution, and negotiations are expected to continue today.
A Maryland high school student may face charges for writing plans for a mass shooting in her journal. Authorities found Nicole Severio's diary, a shotgun, and bomb-making materials in her home.
Severio's father told the school he feared a potential threat, and his daughter was removed immediately from class. The diary's first entry was in December 2016. The school superintendent recently thanked Severio's parents for stepping forward.
Calls are growing for an Intelligence Committee Chairman David Nunes to step down in the investigation of President Trump's ties to Russia.
Democrats have accused Nunes of being too close to the president to do a thorough investigation. Nunes previously briefed Trump on key information before he told the rest of the Intelligence Committee.
Nunes said he regrets the decision but will not resign. Most Republicans support Nunes, but some, like Senator John McCain, have called for an independent investigator.
And a Category 4 cyclone is currently tearing through Australia, killing at least one person. Cyclone Debbie hit Australia this morning with winds over 160 miles per hour. The storm has destroyed many homes and caused tens of thousands of others to lose power.
Flooding is also a major concern. By tomorrow, some parts of the continent are expecting almost 20 inches of rain. The Australian Army is on standby to help people as soon as the winds die down.
Now we're going to take a look at this storm so big satellites have been picked up from space. We have some video here of the Cyclone Debbie, courtesy of NASA, and we can take a look there. It is huge. It really is massive.
I wouldn't want to be in the middle of that, obviously. That is a huge portion of the country itself, and you can see it fills your screen right there. To anyone trapped in that storm, please stay safe.
And we're going to move over to Africa, where one of the most loved and admired anti-apartheid activists in South Africa died. Ahmed Katharda was once Nelson Mandela's cellmate, died after an illness following brain surgery.
Katharda befriended Mandela and became politically active at a very young age. He was sent to prison for 26 years for his role in the anti-apartheid movement. He was well known in South Africa for his courage and activism. He was 87.
And in the UK, British officials are looking to WhatsApp to help a terrorist investigation.
They are demanding more on open access to apps like WhatsApp, and that's the app that the man accused of causing the London terrorist attack used minutes before the violence.
Many apps encrypt their texts, making it almost impossible for investigators to access messages that could be tied to incidents like the London attack.
WhatsApp is owned by Facebook. It plans to meet with officials on Thursday to discuss access to this type of information.
And over in the Pacific Ocean, dozens of new aircraft hangars and radars in South China Sea are near completion. New facilities were made to expand China's military dominance.
Each of those islands are able to hold 24 military planes, and hangars that can hold larger bombers are also present. China is using them to gain more control over the region. It does dispute some of that information, though.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
At local temperatures right now, lots of 40s, even some 50s though. Elmira and Binghamton and Cortland in the low 50s still right now, believe it or not. And Fulton's the coolest, up at 44. Waking up tomorrow, 34 degrees, so it is going to be chilly. It's going to feel like 28, and it is going to be very humid though at 86%. Looking at the rest of tomorrow, 9 a.m., 35 degrees, going to be 41 at noon, and it's going to continue into the evening. Winds 6 to 14 miles per hour, and this is right around average for this time of year. Looking at tomorrow night, clear skies over the area. And tomorrow's highs, the south, lots of 80s, 70s, 60s, looking like spring there, still in the 40s though, up in the northeast. And as we head into April, this is the difference between March and April. March average low and the average low for April, and then 15-degree difference between your March and April average highs. So it's going to start looking very nice. Looking ahead at our 5-day forecast, tomorrow high 44, low 27, and you're going to have some sun. Thursday, high 47, low 34. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we'll have some clouds.
Thanks, Gilat. So are we going to start off April with some showers, or what's it looking like?
Yeah, this weekend you're going to be fine on the showers, not too much there, but definitely as we head into the week, it's going to start raining every day next week.
In like a lion, out like a slightly less scary lion.
Yeah.
How high are we expecting these temperatures to go as we climb through April?
Actually, as we head into next week and it gets underway, you will see highs in the 50s every day, so it is looking better. It'll be wet, but the temperatures are going to be warmer.
Well, that's good, Elise.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
After the break, a soccer star suspended from FIFA.
And Ford will spend $1 billion on new plants. Find out where after the break.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Nick.
New research shows that babies who are breastfed are no smarter than those who are bottle-fed. Good news for me. The study debunks the common belief that breastfeeding has long-term positive effects on both the baby and the mother. It is possible that these effects are caused by other factors, such as class, but the study did show that babies who are breastfed had less hyperactivity between the ages of 3 and 5 than those who were not. Ford is investigating $1.2 billion in 3 of their Michigan plants. The investments include modernizing facilities and will bring back their old favorites, the Bronco and the Ford Ranger. The company says it will bring thousands of jobs to America. The plan comes 2 years after Ford struck a deal with the auto union to invest $9 billion in the U.S.
Soccer player star Lionel Messi will receive a 4-game suspension from FIFA after insulting a referee.
The FIFA disciplinary committee said that Messi argued with and insulted a referee in a game against a rival Chile.
Messi will receive a fine of over $10,000. He will miss 4 of Argentina's next 5 World Cup qualifiers. This one is right out of the movies. A giant 200-pound gold coin was stolen from a Berlin museum in a bank heist. Police say they believe the thieves used a ladder to reach a partially open window in the back of the museum. Once they stole the giant coin, they used the nearby railroad tracks to make their escape. The coin could be worth up to $4 million. Police say they have no suspects yet. Pharrell Williams now has a new reason to be happy. The singer-songwriter's life story is hitting the stage and is set to become a new movie musical. The film, called Atlantis, was sold to Fox. Pharrell says the story is inspired by Romeo and Juliet and his childhood in Virginia Beach. As La La Land became a big hit in theaters, Pharrell's new film is gaining even more interest.
It's officially time for Abby Lee Miller to take her final bow on the Dance Mom stage.
Miller took to Instagram to announce that she will no longer participate in the TV series. In an angry post, Miller explains that she demanded credit for all ideas, routines, and costumes, but didn't receive it.
She has starred on the Lifetime reality show since it premiered back in 2011. In February, Miller spoke out about her frustrations with the show.
Coming up in sports, an SU senior is rewarded for some clutch work on the lacrosse field, and Syracuse Athletics welcomes a bevy of new faces to the Orange family. Stick around for more on that when we come back.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Chris Lucy. Nick Mariano's huge contribution to Syracuse lacrosse's overtime win against Duke this weekend has been richly rewarded. The senior was named Offensive Player of the Week in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Mariano was just as efficient as he was clutch against the Blue Devils, notching 3 points, including a game-tying goal with less than 2 minutes left. Along the way, Mariano notched the 100th goal and 150th point of his career to boot. The Yorktown product currently leads Syracuse with 28 points in his final season on the Hill. And only a week ago, Dino Babers said he didn't want to rush the hiring of a new assistant coach. Regardless, Babers wasted no time finding his man. Justin Lustig is the new running backs and special teams coordinator for Syracuse football. Lustig begins his stint with the Orange a year after winning D2Football.com Head Coach of the Year at Edinburgh University in Pennsylvania. Lustig tied the school record with 9 wins in 2016 after the team went winless in 11 games the season before. It's a quick turnaround, but Coach Babers says Lustig brings plenty to the table.
I think anytime you get an opportunity to get a head coach on your staff with the energy and the background that he has and the specialty that he has in special teams, I think it's really hard to pass up an individual like that. He does a lot of things that are unique and different in his special teams. Some of the stuff that I really agree with, I don't want to put it out there in print, but I think he's going to be good for us. And I think his techniques and his fundamentals are going to help our football team.
Plenty of new faces will grace the SU football roster this coming season, and the Orange is already working on next year. Antrillion Trill Williams of Archbishop Stepinac High School in White Plains, New York, is going Orange. A 3-star recruit in the class of 2018, according to 24/7 Sports, Williams decommitted from Rutgers and turned down ACC rival Boston College for Syracuse. Williams is the second commit in the Orange's class of 2018. And Syracuse's field hockey team has its mind on the future too. The Orange just secured a verbal commit from midfielder Tess Queen. The junior at Middletown High School in Maryland already has 2 all-county team nods and a Central Maryland Conference championship under her belt. Queen has another year of field hockey at Middletown and her club team, the Washington Wolves, before starting her Orange career. And about a year ago, Syracuse women's basketball was on its way to its first ever Final Four. However, the last ticket to the national semifinal was punched yesterday, and Syracuse was left behind. UConn plays Mississippi State, and South Carolina plays Stanford this Friday for a shot at the national title. Syracuse fell to the defending champion UConn in the second round, but won't be completely unrepresented at the national semifinal. SU's Alexis Peterson is in the 3-point shooting contest. The second-team All-American is nothing to scoff at from deep, nailing almost 40% of her 3-point attempts this season. And on to the international soccer stage, where Team USA needs a win against Panama tonight to get back into the World Cup conversation. Only the 3 best nations in North America are guaranteed spots in the World Cup. Team USA trails third-place Panama by 1 point and can take their place with a win tonight. It's all easier said than done, however. The Outlaws haven't beaten Panama since February of 2015. This contest gets underway at 10:30 tonight. And in the NHL, the Sabres may as well be running into a brick wall tonight against the Blue Jackets. Columbus goaltender Sergei Bobrovsky has been lights out all season long. The Russian leads the league in victories, allows less than 2 goals per game, and saves 93% of shots on goal. Puck drop is scheduled for 7, and the Rangers, on the other hand, have a real chance at clinching a playoff berth tonight against the Sharks. New York only needs 1 more win to make the postseason and catches San Jose at a weak moment. The Sharks have lost 6 straight, their worst losing streak since 2005. They get underway with the Rangers tonight at 10:30.
All right, well, Nick Mariano has had some big recognition this week, but has he been pretty clutch all season? I'm looking at some of his stats right now.
Oh, absolutely. He had the game-winning goal against the University of Albany earlier this year, and he's just been a really good facilitator of the offense so far, because Dylan Donahue, of course, was a huge loss going into the season, and he's really just been kind of a hybrid of Donahue's role last year, facilitating the offense and also utilizing that great shot he has to put up some goals himself.
But now let's look to the assistant football coach. So he's done pretty well in the division for the past 2 years, but has he ever coached at the highest level before?
Yes, he has. His last coaching stint at the Division I level came at Ball State from 2011 to 2015, and in his last season at Ball State, he actually led the special teams unit to be one of the top 15 in the country in both kickoff returns and kickoffs.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris.
And we'll be right back.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So Gilat, welcome back. And the ever-burning question, what do I wear tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow is actually going to be very similar to today. It's going to feel the same, except good news, you won't have to worry about any rain. So whatever you wore today, minus umbrella or rain jacket.
All right, well, great. Thanks so much.
All right.
And coming up on Citrus TV, sports with Orange Press Pass and a full hour of talking points.
Now for the fun news of the day and something that concerns all of us. For the first time ever, Crayola is getting rid of one of their original 24 crayons, but we don't know which one.
Crayola announced that it would retire one of its colors, but they will reveal which one on Friday. They've never gotten rid of any crayons from the classic 24 pack, but in 2003 they cut a few colors from their larger packs. Now this, to me, is childhood. This is big news.
I went to the Crayola factory when I was a kid.
Right, and I don't know about you, but I have my favorite. It's blue-green, and I am praying that they don't get rid of it.
So my thing is, going off the combo, they have a green-yellow and a yellow-green. That just seems very excessive, and I think they should cut one of those.
And I'm with you on that one. I was looking at the box earlier today. There's like 4 that are roughly the same in between a light green and a yellow.
Exactly.
There's
But
no need for all 4 of those.
My question is, if they're taking one out, are we going to replace it with one?
We have to. That's a 24 box of crayons.
23 pack, that doesn't make sense.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. And for all of us here on Citrus TV, I'm Jackie Prager.
And I'm Nick Papantonis. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and check out our website, citrustv.com. Have a good night.